tonight. Great to be back out again, especially after last weekend. Nobody was happy about the way we played. We have expectations of playing much better than that. We've got to coach much better than that and continue to hold our guys to a standard. I thought our guys played hard, but we didn't execute when we needed to. We started the game a little bit in a funk. They got into a rhythm when we had to do I thought our guys did a nice job of rebounding from that. We dug ourselves a 17-0 hole, fought our way back in, scratched and clawed to get it to a one-score game. And in the fourth quarter, that's what you hope for. It's a one-score game. You got a chance to, make a play, and we got a 3rd and 3. And we greatly limited our big plays in the previous games, but we gave up a big one there, and it was really a backbreaker. When those things happen, it can hurt your morale. We got to be able to have a fight-o mentality, forget it and drive on and get the ball back, and we didn't do that. So this week of practice has been good. We really like the fact that we have more opportunities and a great challenge in Washington. We've got a really talented, very well-coached team that's it got a great home field advantage. So we're looking forward to that challenge, and we've had a good week of practice to get there.
Usually in games, I think you've been averaging 2.5 turnovers generated per game. To only have one, what did that do to slow your momentum as a defense?
Well, part of the problem was we didn't play very good on first and second down defense, so we didn't get into third, and we think manageable for a defense, when an offense thinks is not manageable, where we can do some disguises and pressures and create some confusion where we can create some takeaways. That was part of it. And give Oregon credit, they secured the football well. And we've just got to continue to do a better job, continue to emphasize it, because that's a big part of playing defense. Offenses, they're good nowadays. They're going to move the balls, and you got to play great red zone defense and make them kick field goals, which we didn't do. They were able to score touchdowns, and you've got to take the ball away.
There were times when, especially when they brought in their backup quarterback and then their third string guy, where it looked at least apparent to us that they were going to run, and you weren't able to stop that run. Do you know what? Have you been able to identify what went wrong in that stretch?
Yeah, there were some Simon errors. Guys just not fitting their gaps, and we got to coach our guys up better to play the right technique.
You just said opportunity, and I've heard the players say that a lot this week. Is that one way you've presented a chance to go to Washington and play a team like that as another opportunity for you guys?
Exactly. As a football player, you only get 12 guaranteed ones. And you get very few opportunities to play a top 10 team. So when you do, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. We've had a good week of practice. Our guys are going up there expecting to win. Now, we also know we're going to get a great challenge from that team up there.
What have you seen out of their run game in particular?
Well, it's a very typical Coach Peterson offense. They're going to run the power at you. They're going to have a lot of bells and whistles around what they want to do. But at the end of the day, they want to run power. They want to run some zone schemes and counter schemes. And if you don't stop the run, it's going to be a long day, because then they're going to have all their play actions off of it, and then their gadgets off of it. So, number one, we've got to go up there and attempt to slow down their run and limit their explosives.
And then that allows Browning a little more freedom to work.
Oh, exactly. When you start committing more guys to the run, you start getting eyes that are not disciplined. Now they got an opportunity for big plays.
How is Evan Weaver adapting to the change after he's been there for a while?
Yeah, I think he's really picked it up well. He's a guy who's a downhill football player. At times he doesn't look like he's going to make an open field tackle, but he manages to get a guy down. He plays with a great intensity. We got to make sure that he saves that intensity for the 53 1/3 yards across the field, not the ones outside of it. So, but again, I'd rather coach a guy where you got to say whoa than giddy up, and he's definitely one that we got to say whoa to a lot.
When you looked at him on tape as you guys were coming in, what said to you, wow, this guy could be our rush guy, this guy could be an outside backer, or I guess now inside?
Yeah, well, we think he's a downhill guy who's got a really good burst. He's very, very physical at the point, and we were looking, we were kind of lacking that when inside, at least from a depth standpoint, and so we thought we'd move him inside, and it's been a real good change. He's a guy that when we do bring an inside linebacker, he's a force. And he gets a running start, and if he gets matched up on a running back, I like the matchup.
What did you think of Jordan last week? It was his. He really got to play a lot more.
Yeah, he'd been dinged up there for the last few weeks, and so We weren't able to play him since North Carolina, and was pleased that he retained our defense. He was able to play fast. I think he played about half the snaps, and for him to get that big takeaway was huge. Obviously, he made some mistakes too, and so we got to get those things cleaned up. But was overall pleased with how he played.
Yeah, how did he do in practice this week?
He's been fine. That's the the one thing. A guy coming off an injury, you get worried. Playing that many snaps, but he's been fine.
Devontae's numbers obviously show up, but he seems to really like the quarterbacking and aligning the defense. How's he done in that portion of the game?
Well, he's a real cerebral guy, and I think playing in this defense and the way we have variations on things we do, and he gets to make the calls on those, I think he really embraces that. He's a guy that knows not just what he's doing, but all the pieces and parts around him. And to be able to direct that and make the calls and the checks and everything, I think he's got a lot of fun. And the fact that he's very smart, he asks great questions, he anticipates things, and it allows him to play fast.
Coach Wilcox was saying, even a veteran guy like him, he thinks he's going to keep getting better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a veteran player, so he understands the game's slow for him. But being in this package, he's learning each and every week. And so, I think he's still on a trajectory up, and we hope so, because I think he's playing well. I think he's got a chance to be an all Pac-12 type of player if he'll continue to improve.